So Class 4 NICs are essentially paid by the self-employed as well. You must have an element of earnings through self-employment to pay Class 2 or Class 4. Whereas Class 2 is a flat rate, this is earnings related. And there's a lower profits limit above which that you will actually start to pay this, which is shown on the screen in front of you. So you pay both Class 2 and Class 4 typically if you're self-employed. Now Class 4 is actually paid through payments on account. So when we went through the income tax section, we paused and looked at how the self-employed pay their income tax, and we looked at the two payments on account and balancing payment approach, which is basically applied to income tax. Class 4 NICs is paid exactly the same way as you would pay income tax. In other words, your contributions are based upon your previous year's NIC bill. That is halved, and you pay upfront payments on accounts based on that for the following tax year. 50% of that in January within the tax year, 50% in the July following the end of the tax year. If you need to make an adjustment because your profits have changed from one year to the next, then that will be addressed through a balancing payment where you'll either pay more or receive a rebate back if you pay too much. So we're going to look at a quick example of that just now. So Jeffrey & Co has a total Class 4 NICs liability last year of £7,500. Their accountant expects this to rise to £9,000 this particular tax year. For what amounts and by what date will the Class 4 contributions need to be met? So basically this will be set on last year's bill in the first instance. So we split last year's bill, which was £7,500 in two, and we get £3,750. So you'll pay off this year's NIC bill £3,750 in January of the tax year. You'll pay £3,750 in this example in the July following the end of the tax year. That means that you will have matched the previous year's NIC bill by the 31st of July following the end of the tax year of assessment. We know that they're expecting the profits to rise here, so there's going to be a balancing payment paid the following January, which will be to make up the difference, which in this case is £1,500. That will then start the cycle again with the first payment on account for the following tax year. It goes on and on and on.